Welcome to 11.4. We're talking slope-intercept form. When we talk slope-intercept form, this is the method for graphing a line. It's the format that we can read. It's very simple. Slope-intercept form is exactly what it sounds like. It uses the slope and the y-intercept. It tells us how to graph a straight line. Now there are a couple pieces in slope-intercept form. Every equation that's in slope-intercept form is going to be formatted as y equals mx plus b. Get your parents' sign a permission slip, get that tattooed on your arm. You will need it forever. Y is always just y. Eventually y and x we can check, we can plug in variables to check if they're solutions. But for right now they just remain y and x. M is our slope. B is our y-intercept. So M and B are the two important variables that you'll have to identify. So when it asks what is the slope, you look at M. When it asks what is the y-intercept, you look at B. How it works. The first thing you're going to do with each problem like this is identify the slope and the y-intercept. My slope, so M equals 1 over 2. We always write our slope as a fraction, even if it's given to us as a whole number. If it's a whole number, we just write 1 underneath it. My y-intercept, in this case, is -2. Technically, as an ordered pair, it's going to be 0, -2. Just to keep practicing writing as an ordered pair. So we go to the point 0, -2 on this graph. Now it looks like a map. There's a reason for that. We treat our y-intercept as our starting point. I'm going to go down to 0, -2, which is the y-intercept, so -2 on the y-axis. I'm going to use my slope as directions. It's going to tell me how many blocks up and how many blocks over, or how many blocks down and how many blocks over. So it's a slope of 1 over 2. My rise is 1. I'm going to go up 1 block. My run is +2. Remember, up and right are positive, down and left are negative. So I'm going to go 2 to the right. That's my second point. A line consists of 2 points. You have to have 2 points every time. And then you just connect the dots. All you need to do is connect the dots. We're going to do the same thing with the next problem. We have our slope, so M, or slope, equals -2 over 3. Take the time each time to write it out. You will be assessed on this. You need to be able to identify what's the slope, what's the y-intercept, and then graph it. Now this one's at 0, +2, so I'm going to start my origin. I'm not going to go left or right. I'm going to go up 2. 1, 2. My slope is down 2. 1, 2, right 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you just connect the dots. We're going to do the same thing with the next set. So, actually, let's first we're going to break down step by step how to do the problems, how we just did them. You need to identify your slope and your y-intercept every single time. And then once you have them in place, you can use them to plot the line or graph the line. We start by plotting the y-intercept, that's our starting place. Y-intercept, that's our starting place. Then we use the slope as directions to get to the second point. It's really like following any map. Start here, drive this many miles in this direction, this many miles in that direction. All slopes must be fractions. If it's a whole number, we write a 1 underneath it. This is how we go from one point and find another point to the right. If we have to go the other direction, let's say the graph you were given was too small, or you want to find an extra point just to check if you're correct, make the numerator, which is our rise, and our denominator, which is the run, opposites. So if it's negative, it becomes positive. If it's positive, it becomes negative. So you can find points in both directions. Close that. All right. So let's look at these three equations that are given to us. Y equals 3 over 1x minus 7. My y-intercept is 0, negative 7. My slope is 3 over 1. They gave us a rise and a run in this case. It was nice and easy. So I'm going to plot it. I'm going to put a point, use a smiley face, put a point at the y-intercept, which is at negative 7. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7. My slope is 3 over 1. It's not just 3. Slopes have a rise and a run. They have a numerator and denominator. So I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, run 1. You could find more points. I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, run 1. That is where I'm going to connect my points. If you notice, the line I draw every time has arrows on both sides. Has to have arrows on both sides. Solid line, because that line goes forever in both directions. Let's look at the next one. Y equals negative 2x plus 8. My y-intercept is my b, so it's 0, 8. You need to be able to identify the y-intercept, not just be able to graph it. My slope is negative 2. Now, negative 2 is not a slope in the format we need. We need a fraction. So it should be negative 2 over 1. That's as easy as it gets. Just write a 1 underneath. We've been turning whole numbers into fractions since first semester. Now we do the same thing. You're going to plot. We start at our y-intercept, which is at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then our slope is negative 2 over 1. So we rise negative 2, which means we're going to go down 2. 1, 2. Over 1. Right is positive 1. Like I said, if I want to go backwards, if I want to find a point in the other direction, instead of negative 2, I'm going to do positive 2, which is up 2. Instead of positive 1, I'm going to do negative 1, which is to the left. Those points end up on the same exact line. Every single time it ends up on the same exact line. Change the color. Solid line with arrows on both ends. Solid line with arrows on both ends. Because those lines keep going in infinite distances in both directions. My last one, now my y-intercept, nothing's there. What can I add to something and still have nothing? 0. My y-intercept in this case is the origin, 0, 0. So if you don't see a b, that means it's at 0. My slope is 1/2. They were nice enough to give us it as a fraction, which means I'm going to rise 1, run 2. Rise over run. So I'm going to my origin, plot the y-intercept first. I'm going to rise 1, run 2. Again, if you want to keep checking, rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. And then you just connect the dots. Always has to be a solid line. It always has to go in both directions. So an arrow in both directions. Now go ahead, pause the video, try the problems on the next page, hit play when you're ready. We will not give credit if you're not showing your work. If we just see lines, no points, you cannot receive credit. In this case, our y-intercept was negative 6. So 0, negative 6. Our slope is 2 over 3. And that graph, so I would go to negative 6. And I would go up 2 over 3. My y-intercept here is 0, 4. My slope is negative 5 over 1. Remember, put it over 1 if it's a whole number. So I start at, oops, not that one. This one. So start at 4, go down 5 over 1. Y-intercept here is 0, 0. If there's no b, it's at 0, 0. The slope is -4, 3, so I went down 4 over 3. That way you find the second point. If it's a negative slope, make sure, think about our exercise. If it rises on the right, it should not be a negative slope. That means you did something wrong when you plotted your points. So always keep in mind, is this positive or negative? What should a positive or negative graph look like? All right, thanks for coming by. I'll see you in class.